All right, lighting up the region still remains my mission each and every single time. And of course, not only my mission, but with all the West Night Television followers. And of course, with the people we talk to, we do intend to say that lighting up the region is our mission. So now, we are back again in Dei. Yeah, we have ever been moving coming today. So today, again, we are back today in Dei with a different aspect, yeah? We want to understand the kind of business people are doing here in Dei, apart from, apart from fish businesses. We have a lot of businesses like, the wholesale businesses. There are some retailers who are also here in Dei, the big retailers in big numbers, yeah? Just as you can see, these are the guys who are also one of the guys who always bring their product here, like the guy who is selling sandals and the gumboots. All these are the businesses. So we really want to understand how the business here in Dei, as like how the business is doing here in Dei. I remain Saj MC, the only guy that speaks in capital letter. But of course, before that, let's first find out from this other particular businessman. I understand that in the bag, this is all money, isn't it? Mingoni?
Muke? Mala? Mala.
Inira ya zikidi ati alenga yo dikioni emitia uduandu malia inira ba minine ama ba chipi diareki ba kimingi kiachi urandondo si and of course look baraki diachi Congolese kivini mudi achi biasara ndazo na biasara area bari ki woro diachi so now miro rivini ama woro tialunje alenga bin yo di unimitia business general dia business ni achingoni
business ya achini muke ko ba ke complain
mima boss
ke complain aflaji me yose ba andar business ki achi ala te flaji ne mo yebo Dei and Panyamuru business achini muke ko sadis
business achini muke ko sadis so mi gatarisi business ne chizu muke ko resi customer ni tezu yorisi wala baziki mini ne andra business yepidiki pini business de ko zuru
banda business yeba de ni business ko zuru banda mabo ku business wa jeba ngon diareke sadis yoke afa flaji ne disto organize era afa di afsende yo
so mi siria mi adu business nga
mazinga ewabe Nile Brewers
me azinga Nile Brewers be so uku like for how long maybe azinga Nile Brewers be ngadi urungo
ama achizu Dei Panyamuru machi dia ilisu yeah
so ilisu da malia mini bi area business da chini mamukeko
andra ne da chikate fladi ne yebo sasa dimukeko
so na misria yoda ni tezu ni ogozu vule like andra leteba mayado ne
later I think government should intervene to check this people. My government to what they can but they check and I don't know. Your government send yo flooding imajoki yelia afazaki iza jafa muziko kira afama kira ngon da complain if ya manere ini wa jesu kore send kidio afazaki era afajaki dra yeah
so sasa currently lini ikaimu afazini QZ like iwami vuri mini like in wholesales Misasi Andra create ba ki create BC like currently
ake mudde ya me create uzi do turto isi dile the sadisi only less than 200
yes so now the business it's really affecting the
business. Yeah it affect a lot.
So now my brother, and of course advice, what kind of advice would you give to the businessmen who have been affected like Minte Yorle?
Yo advice man gare le temo bikinga ba government ya dikizi kane chozo imazakozo your record to Canada by Mazakongona, I don't know. Come be king on Jeba government here, alternative as if so business in goes of
and of course, Uganda is a multi-purpose place whereby we have so many people, and being a Ugandan, you have access to each and every, district, whereby we are freely to move, to do businesses, to connect businesses in different corners. I remain Saj MC, and of course, I tell you,
Robert Achidri.
Robert Achidri from Arua. In Robert Achidri, it's Achidri. Me Chikweli.
Mandri Chidri. That's right. I'm Arudani.
So he's a man bazna Luirina.
Azima uncle Matwa David Crazy is in a Gulu right now. Okuga Sam is in Arua. Tionjero Sara, that is my grandmom, is in Maracha. My boss Lila is in Arua with the Nile Brewers, Blue Nile in Arua. and Bridget is in Nebi also.
So na ongo temini chigaba mavibari pini ongo ngo the kind of song that you would love to, you know.
And like ongo Sarah ama West Nile there. I'm a festival season for fasting. Ongo chi apart from Grepe Mungu Bedineri. Yeah.
Orinti alari. You a Muslim?
No.
Orinti alari.
Yes.
All right, I keep it like the Westside TV. And of course, these are one of the businessmen who have been doing businesses, and of course, for over years, yeah, here in Dei. And at the same time, they're also complaining from 500 crates to less than 200 crates. You can imagine the kind of loss that some of the companies are going through. And at the same time, the businessmen, trust me, yeah, we didn't know that some years back, flood did, of course, I did destroy so many businesses right here in Dei. And of course, out of that, some of the businessmen, they were taken out of the road because their properties were taken off. And of course, as you go down where the incident happened, we have so many broken houses. We have so many places like, the happening places that has been flooded out by the, by the lake. And at the same time, so many things happened. So this happened to be the businessman, but we shall also get time to talk to the victims. What do I mean by the victim? The people who were affected by that time, and what they really, and what step they have taken over this. I remember MC, keep it right there. All right, as I did tell you that we shall get time to talk to one of the businessmen, 1 or 2, 3 businessmen that have been affected by the flood that happened some years back. We all know that, and of course, this is one of the businessmen, and of course, a business place in the name of Amai Depot, where this is one of the men, amongst the men that were affected by the flood that happened some years back. So, we don't really know where the issue has ended, but now, I think the gentleman here, in the name of Amai, he will be the right person to tell us exactly what has happened and what is going on currently, and what government have been saying about their property since that incident happened. So right in front of me is a gentleman. Just as you can see, he's a happy gentleman as much as things happen, but he's still happy. He's still very happy.
Ati maber. Anjulo nyinga bedi joma Patrick. Ati chel mikin jokolo kamidei. Ati bende chairperson business community Dei.
So now Amai, what me okay paint parmu? In Ikindano businessmen who were affected. Were you also amongst them?
Yes, the one affected mostly because I lost most of my assets. If I can tell, I have a building of 25 by 45, a fence house, well constructed, with the 2 commercial houses with the 3 different 3 bedrooms. So I have also a building where I used to be like a boys' quarter for my children and the visitors, all flooded. Then I had also a guest house that I just bought around June like that, but in September it got flooded. So we suffered a lot here in Dei, and I'm the one greatly affected.
So you are the most affected businessman here in Dei.
Yeah.
But now, we understand that sometimes back, we were hearing some rumors that government was supposed to come and intervene and help the people who were affected. So now, what about that? Can you really break it down? Because you being a victim, somebody who was mostly affected in that very period of time, what did the government say about that?
Yeah, the scenario happened. We expected a lot from the government, but nothing happened. And here in Dei, we have been experiencing problem right from the period of Corona, where people experience Corona challenges. We were also there as Ugandans. And then after Corona, flooding came in, where most of the buildings here has been washed away. And after that flooding, operation came in on the water. So with the people of Greater Panyimur, especially Dei, we feel like we have been abandoned by the government. Because we have our MPs, we have our district officials, none of them has ever visited us to ask what are the problems. And they will never know whether the government still have hope that we need to support them, because this kind of incident really makes us to become confused. Even most of us has died as a result of that flooding, if I can tell the media. So you find in business we have lost a lot, and to catch up with the business, it is very hard. You find us now going to garden to dig, looking for how we can generate money again. It is very hard. Following the current business where most of the profit goes to the government, we don't benefit. It is very hard. Paying school fees has become a problem. Feeding the family has become a problem. So we have even lost hope now. We never know what we are supposed to do.
But now, should it be that the politicians, like, let me say, the elected people, the people that we elected ourselves, and of course we go to the polling station, it's we who always vote them and give them that seat in front. Should it be that it's because of them not coming down on the ground to know what is going on the ground? That's why the people who were affected have been, let me say, not taken care of.
Yeah, we believe so, because when you get problem, you expect your father to run to you and ask you what are the problems. So the leaders who are there in the parliament are our parents. We voted them to take our problem to the government. So when incident happened like flooding here, government should have come on the ground and talk to people, ask the problem of the people and see how they can address it. But we have only experienced a cup of maybe beans has been given, 2 to 3 cups for a person, and also maybe 2 to 3 cups of kaunga, which cannot even feed a family for the whole day. So it is a very big challenge. We never know how the government thinks about their children, their people on the ground. Especially here in Dei, you see we are bordering Congo. We have operation on the water here in Congo, and also we have operation on the water in Uganda. So we have a very bigger challenge where there is no boundary on the water. You find when Congolese come on the water, they arrest our people from Uganda. They take to Congo. And then they force you to accept that you were arrested on the Congo side, which is not. And sometimes, rarely, you find some of the Ugandan operative also arrest Congolese people. So we cry a lot to the government that if they have the capacity, let them first put wire on the water so that a Ugandan can fish on the side of Uganda. A Congolese should fish on the side of Congo so that we don't face those challenges again. The demarcation should be put on the water like via, because we do here in some areas that is the via put on the water to demarcate the border of Uganda and the Congo. So if the government could intervene and they separate the water, they put the via, they put the border on the water, it will give us also a lot of happiness here on the ground, because we are suffering on a problem which does not belong to us.
Which does not belong to. So you mean that of all that what has happened, like the flooding, of all the flooding that happened some years back, the compensation that the government compensated was 2 cups of maize, of beans, and maybe some 2 cups of...
yeah, exactly. That's what we receive on the ground here.
So now, how have you been coping up? Before I ask him this very particular question, you see on the street talk, this is the platform here in Uganda where a citizen has the right to speak up their mind and has the right to speak straight to whosoever. But now this is the incident that always happen each and every single time. But now we want to understand how these businessmen, they have been coping up with all these things. So now, Mr. Honda, let me call you honorable. Amai. Let me call you Amai, because a chairman is an honorable. Yeah?
Yeah.
You are a chairman and you are an honorable. Let me call you honorable. Amai. How have you been coping up? And how have you people generally who have been affected, how have you been coping up?
It has been a very hard task to see how you can catch up with the life. Now we have to borrow from our families where in a place that has not been affected. When you have a relative maybe in Parambo, in a place like Biayale, we borrow money to see that we can put in the business, then we come again on road. But it is very hard. Nowadays money is always nothing. So when you ask somebody to help you with the money, he or she may easily say that there is no money. So it is a very hard task where some of us as businessmen has died. Many of us has died as a result of flooding. You find when you have nothing to feed on, you feel like also leaving the world. That's what happened to people. But some of us who are strong-hearted, we feel like it is not the end of life. We have to continue with the normal life. We go back fishing, we go back digging. Yeah, we have to struggle as a man. We don't just give up like that.
You don't just give up like
Yeah,
that.
that's how we are pushing up with life.
So now to the people out there, like to the fellows, may the soul of those ones who perished, who died due to the pressure of losing their properties, may their soul rest in peace. What advice would you give to other businessmen who are still surviving, who are still coping up, who still wants to put something on the table, who still wants to become who they were before? What advice would you give?
Actually, I would appeal to my fellow businessman that, when you are on earth, you should not rely on anybody else. You rely on yourself so that you can cope up with how life will take you. But for the government, we believe we are their people. They should also look at Dei, much as we are at the border. This place has been abandoned. Being the people at the border, they don't feel like we are also part of the country. But we are Ugandans. Let them also focus on the border people. They come and they talk to us because we are nearing the political time. It will be sometime hard for us to respond to their requests. So it is better for them to come on the ground, interact with the people, get their challenges and take to the government so that we can receive a bit of compensation. In that way we shall be very happy. And for the sitting government, we feel we have done a lot for them. Keeping them in the regime for 30 plus years is not easy. We have been voting in the line of the government. So with the problem we have experienced, sometimes it will become very hard for us also to respond to the government positively. Like I earlier said, we started with the corona. We passed through a lot during corona period. After corona, we joined this flooding. The flooding came in. We also had a lot of challenges. After flooding, these people of the landing site operation on the water came in. So those 3 consecutive things without any period of resting, it is very hard for us. We have been loaded with the problems, so we still appeal to the government to really sympathize with the people of Dei and the Greater Panyimur. They give us some period of resting so that we can also restore our minds back.
So apart from compensating you people, if the only thing that, let me say, apart from compensating, you want the demarcation on the Nile, yeah?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the demarcation, they should give you peace of mind so that you can fish. No?
Exactly.
What you're trying to say that the rights should be given back to the fishermen.
Yes, indeed, the right should be given back to the fishermen. You see, in most cases, this thing arrested on the water, most of them are not Ugandan made. If you look at the monofilament, these are Chinese made. So you need to ask yourself, how do they enter Uganda? If not through the border. They enter through the competent people in the government. So from them, they take the advantage of those illegalities to get money. Then, in return, they come and destabilize people on the ground. You see? So the government should look very far. They need to address issues at the border where those things comes from.
So what you're trying to say is that, there's a say in our little language that when elephant is fighting, it's the grass that suffers.
That is the language, I think.
So the elephants are up there.
The elephants are up there looking how they can feed their stomachs. We are the grass here suffering on the ground. Yes, that is the biggest challenge we are experiencing.
And of course, this is one of the prominent businessmen here in Dei. And as far as we are concerned, this is the man who has so far helped so many people and is still in the process of doing those things. So now, am I greeting to only 3 people?
Yeah, it is very hard. I have very many people, but greeting 3, yeah, I need to look at the people very important to me. I think the first one is my lovely wife, Adiro Gloria. The second one is also another wife. Yes, in the name of Mugurek Sylvie. So, and my brother Ochan Benson. Those are the people I cannot forget in my life. Ochan Benson.
Because you have been since flood, coronavirus, then the Rangers, and the flood. You have ever been together?
Yeah, we have been together in the suffering.
In the suffering and the struggle. So now, in our language, they say, where they are mourning, there's also music. They play music. Some of the people, they go with the intention of multiplying themselves. Yeah? Getting wives in those days. Getting women there. And of course, so which song would you love?
Yeah, Auntie, the song I would love is Tim Kuriako by Lucky D. I think we have been doing a lot of messes. So this time we need to do it with the how do you say it?
With the Rieko.
Yes, with the Rieko.
All right, that Tim Kuriaku is the song that would be coming on your screen. And this is the one, like I told you, this is Amai. And of course, he has a depot here for all the guys. And of course, wherever you come, whenever you are in Dei, make sure that you contact Amai. That is the depot. It's just by the roadside. It's in a very open place for businesses, brothers who are in Congo. Whoever wants to come to Congo, you can even pass here. He's like an agent of Ugandans. You come here, when you meet him, trust me, at the border, you won't be disturbed. Whatever you want at the border will be always, because they trust and they believe in him. Sarge MC, keep it right there. All right, as we light up the region each and every single time. So today, you know, Dei has been one of the places here in West Nile whereby it has been affected so much, and still they are still passing through a lot of challenges. That's why you see from day in, day out, we always feel like we should come today and find out from them what the kind of challenge they face. So now, the gentleman you are seeing right beside me here is one of the victims, and of course one of the gentlemen that has been affected by the flood. And of course they are still, as being strong men, some of the men died. Yes, some of the men, they died. They are now, they are no more. But for them, because of the strong heart and believing in God, that God can do anything at any time, they are still existing. So now, I first want to understand from this one here. My brother, how are you?
I'm all right. How are you?
You're good?
Good.
What is that your name?
I'm by the name Ushakashon Mohammed Hamza.
Ushakashon Mohammed Hamza.
Yes, yes.
And of course, in border, we have people who speak French, but that's why we have taken the initiative to speak in English, so that the message, each and single message that we are going to pass here should reach the people who are supposed to reach. Yeah. So now, you said your names are
Uchakashon Mohammed Hamza.
Uchakashon Mohammed Hamza.
Yes.
Uchakashon Mohammed Hamza. Yes. Are you part of the businessmen who were affected?
Yeah.
Some years back.
Yeah, of course we are affected first of all by the floods. And then after floods, we have Corona. After Corona, like people of Dei who live along the Albert Nile, we have also been affected by the operation, that is by the FPU.
The FPU,
the Fisheries Protection Unit. Yeah, there is operation going on in the water. Actually, fishing is our backbone. We all depend on fishing. So when there is an operation that are trying to stop us from fishing, that's become another issue. On top of what happened before. That is the floods, the Corona. So, like in Dei, we are affected by 3 major calamities: floods, Corona, and the operation in the water. Yes, yes.
So now, you being a businessman, you know, some of the first man did mention what the property that has been affected. So now, according to you, what are those things of yours that was affected during that period of flood?
Actually, the period of flood affected, we were affected by, it's affected our business. You know, in business, when you're located here, that's become strategically a good location for you. And again, the flood came at the time when we were actually settled. So we have to leave the place by force. That is one. So by leaving the place by force, we did not leave with anything apart from the items in the house. So we are to leave the house with the hope that maybe this water is coming, with the time it may go and leave our house, we come back again. But that's what did not happen. Leaving the house, the water keep on, flooding, not until it flooded all over the place. We lost our land, we lost our houses, and we lost the business. That is by the floods.
The land, the houses, and the businesses.
Yes, yes.
So now, how have you been coping up, and of course, since that very incident?
So actually, from that time, it has not been easy because we were used to our life. But now, from that time, we are still even trying to catch up with the new life, but others have failed completely. This place, though we are here, but not all people are here born of this place. For those who came to make life, after making life, someone buy a land and construct, settle up permanently here. They have failed completely. Others left the place completely. But for us, who has nowhere to run, we are going to just to relocate ourselves within the area. Yes.
So now, ever since the incident happened, how did the government intervene in that?
So we have always been updating the government right from day one after seeing that this flood is coming. You know, it first it took off the landing site. After the landing site, it started coming to the resident area. In fact, me, who is speaking, I'm the secretary of one of the village. The entire village of Dei A, in Dei in general, we have villages called Dei A, Dei B, Dei C. So that's mean it is that village that started the entire day. So that village went off completely.
It's village A.
Dei A village. So as we speak now, I only remain with the 5 households. So out of 120 households, it's remaining only 5. So 115 were all taken up by the floods.
flood.
Yes.
So now, what kind of advice would you give to the government of Uganda, and how do you want government to intervene in this?
This one was also the same as what we saw that happened in Bududa, because in Bududa we saw there was a landslide whereby it was not a government making, it was not a residential making or individual making, but when it happened, government really ran so fast to rescue those people. So we expected at least the government to come in to relocate us, like the people of Bududa were relocated that side of Kiradongo. You know, when you go to Kiradongo, you'll find even people from Kenya also there. People from Elgon side are also there who have been affected. So for the floods, we have not had anything from the government, except government came out with some, 5 kilos of posho, 3 kilos of beans. The lucky one also came out, went out with the tent, I mean, not a tent, this is tundubar.
The tundubar.
Yes, yes. That is it. And the blanket. That was the greatest thing we received from government. And it happened first time. The second time, I remember being the secretary of the affected village. So I used to record whatever we received from government. So it was only 3 times that we got those relief. It was posho, beans, and the blanket plus a tundubar. And the tundubar and blanket was given to the few. At least the posho and the beans, most of the victims got it. Yes, yes.
And of course, you are still watching West Night TV. This is the only platform here in Uganda where a citizen has the chance to speak up their mind. We speak up our mind here without fear or favor. And of course, that's the thing. The reason why we decided to do this, we would have done it in local language. We want the message to reach the people out there. And of course, the people who are concerned, people who are supposed to hear this, let them hear. So now, my brother, greetings to only 3 people.
Yeah, greeting to, in fact, I will not greet 3 people, I will greet the entire nation, more so people of West Nile. I'll greet all the Alur who are listening or who listen and watch the West Nile television, that is Pakwach district, Nebi district and the Zumbu district. And I greet all my brothers and sisters who are on this month of Ramadan. So my message to them, please let's be tied to God and we fulfill these pillars, one of the pillars of Islam. Yes, yes. Yes, yes.
And pray 5 times a day.
Yeah, I pray 5 times a day, yeah.
We are in the period of, let me say the Christians, they are in their Lent period. While Muslims, they are for their, let me say, Ramadan. So, fasting, which song would you love to dedicate to these people?
In Islam, we rarely have a song, but we have message.
You have message. So what message would you pass?
The message is that if you are healthy and strong, please do fast.
Do fast.
Yes.
All right, lighting up the Regency remains our mission. That is one of the prominent businessmen that have been affected sometimes back with the flood. And of course, for him, he said, and of course, that the government, the only thing that the things that he received, he did mention. But for me, to the government of Uganda, should it be that some of these bordering countries, bordering town of Uganda, like the Dei, we have Dei, we have Parombo, we have some places like the other side of Paida, the other border of Paida, that is Padea. So these are all in Uganda, the bordering Uganda, and of course Odramachako, the other side. Really, government need to do something about these borders, yeah? They should not just dump these people just like that. I said it's for God and my country. Whosoever wants to take it so personal, we don't take things so personal in this very particular platform here in Uganda. That is street talk. We always go straight to the point. we don't hit the nail, sideways. We hit the nail right on the top. So you're taking it so personal. Don't take it so personal. And we don't catch feelings in this very particular show. I remain Serge MC. See you. And of course, after this, I still remain Serge MC, the only guy who always speaks in capital. When we come, we make sure that we do things in capital. People should understand where they, their stand and where they belong and what each and every single time. So now, beside me here is a beautiful mother. And of course, the reason why I'm calling her mother, because she's a mother. Yeah? She's one of the victims, one of the people that their properties were affected sometimes back when flooded everything, around the Albert. So now, awachinya megu, itenya nedi.
Atie mabera kezango.
Itie mabera ketango. Inku nyingi jilongo nyingi nga.
Aninga atie aweko watum.
Aweko watum. Aweko chadongo tie nyingi, watum chadongo tie nyingi.
Wura.
Nyinguru.
Eri mi ID.
Again nyingi boyfriend.
Boyfriend parape.
Okay. Sana aweko. Amendeke penji ite inde de jako ite de ite jakuloka o nyakuloka.
Ana nyakuloka zoko nyakuloka.
Iri nyakuloka mide ikake nieni. Jua awinja ni inde de iberu ngata sheli kindano ma kuloka migi onyotere sama magine ma nam ubinu nyoto pin. Donc pinye ta lembe ta giti miri nyanedi. Man ka woni no ite ko general court nyanedi.
Sama otu binu mon. Wasai otapanga. Kuloka nyotere somo jai. Kusama ma otu mon bifungo corona. Sama makaponja wia dokote kuloka pe. Kawoni atin para ai sini adek esomongo. Ayati otapanga kawoni. Kinu makasham tek. Agoyo supidi kumeni. Moka ija shita furo leja.
Rechoni beru kukuloka per madit manam.
Beru kukuloka madit. Ku odi. Gemon zo. Kawoni kuloka nede pe. Sendo makasha kodo capital yima etare pe. Donc ça
malembe cha timiri government pa beru ka parlemba ngoy kumu nyo unwang karmo kumni wetu ku juro tela men moko gide kumlembe jake
upe gikelo yuaka unga moko nyaro vomu mi ko pa bish ngur ko parioge eta ke piny manang an gira de sa machi moko loka cha anyewe yenga de ngoko da wiya para paka wango sida furo lete nyago abicha mukani kano nya medo kore
do inke paru pernia miketo nia midogu ve ipa iginde ikite miberu kudeshon na ini paru pernia maku government ko nyenyenedi
government ka adwa ka karaima shon gikel iwa capital ginyutu wa yore mo chupo nwang kodoka bedo maber we kara anwang sente machupo doko kodawi para school ka gikelo pinyen gingo kinu maka bopon kodawi atek seno manwang achida furo leja nyago abisha mukane apanga kodo ot eni pinyen
okay to lembe cheke dokre marash
lembe zotie marash.
And of course it's really so pity listening to the woman's side of the story. And this is the woman who also had her properties. She had her houses that of course the flood came and flooded everything. But now as you can see, you can hear she's really struggling with life. This is the woman who is now part-timing, yeah? She works per day now under other people. Whereby before that, she used to have people who are working under her that she pays each and every single day. So now, such kind of people, government of Uganda, we really don't really know what should be done. But now, in Chalo Jan Mamegu, can you remember Shiel Nango Kuchecha Chalo in form of message? Me chopi me on the government, me Uganda.
Message mami on the government, me Uganda. Etim iwa kisa madit. Ekel iwa yore. Mwa shopo kwa kodo. Mwa shopo ponjo koda wia mwa. Kende. Pin mami message.
And of course, the only message that the lady has for the government of Uganda, the government of Uganda should come and intervene in this issue, at least so that at the end of the day, they should be able to take their children back to school. They should be able to do things for themselves. And of course, that is what the women, the poor woman, and of course, the poor beautiful woman is still trying to give to the government of Uganda. But now, we have come to the end of street talk. Like I said, we don't catch feelings. Neither do we take it so personal. Me, I call upon the government of Uganda, at least should come down and come down to people of Dei, the people who were affected along the Nile, yeah, along the Albert, should come and find out from them, yeah, how they are really coping up, because people are really here suffering. And these are the voters of Uganda. And to the politicians, within this place, I know that this is under Pakwach district, yeah? Under Pakwach district. The politicians in Pakwach, we understand that very soon you are going to start coming, yeah? You will be coming to ask for vote. But now, how do you expect these very poor people to give you the vote, to give you that seat again when you don't care about them? I call upon the politicians to come down on the ground, at least to know the likes and the dislikes of these very particular people. I say this for God and my country because it is happening. This is reality. We don't lie here and we speak in capital. We speak our minds. You're gonna love this one. Yeah, keep it right there. See you tomorrow, same time, same television.